PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive. Whoa! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PlayStation Drive. I am your koala host, of course, Fulia, and joining me, as always, I usually always, is Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Hello, Fulia. I'm doing very, very well on this lovely, lovely Sunday evening. Don't worry. Brian Turford's not here tonight, but we're still going to get our weather checked because I'm happy to report that there was no rain, there was no wind today in Toronto, but it's getting warmer than I'd like. I'd say the afternoons were around 32 degrees with humidity. So for us who are desperately hanging on to the last days of summer, it's not a bad thing, but a little too hot for my comfort. But by the evening, it is quite cool, but it looks like the forecast for the rest of the week is going to be a little bit hot here in Toronto, so we shall see. But no, I'm doing very well, Fulia. It's been quite the week. A few days ago, I just hung out with Jan32 and Daryl from the community because we went to Fan Expo. We had a lovely, lovely time. I lined up for 1 or 2 people, comic book artists. Got to check out a few things. Didn't buy any games, but I'm going to be quite honest. I did look.
You did look.
I did. I'm going to be real. I did look, right? I was looking for some GameCube games, but I did not. So I still have not broken my rule. So I was getting there, and it's just a really good time to be with everybody, and got to see Matt Sawinski from PlayStation Generation. So it's always nice to see internet friends in person. But Ron, what's the weather like for you in North Carolina?
It's not the usual hot and nastiness. It's been kind of cool. It's starting to get those little cool Carolina nights going, but nothing crazy. But I haven't looked at the forecast because usually I don't. I just walk outside, and if it's hot, it's hot.
Wow, you never look.
There's no reason to. You live here in North Carolina long enough, you already know what you're going to get during the times, so there's no reason to look.
All right.
Like I said, lately it's been a little bit cooler than usual, which I'll take it. This has been great, especially going out early in the morning. It's nice 62 degrees in American style, 62 degrees.
60. Yeah. What the heck is 62 degrees?
I don't know what that means.
You guys had to pull the calculator out. I'm not about to. I don't know the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit and all that baloney.
There's a big difference. Yeah.
This is a science class. I don't know.
I mean, it could be.
No, we're not going to do that.
No? Okay, fine.
No.
Well, as for me, it is a lovely and cool 14 degrees Celsius over here. Going to be a high of 18.
Refreshing.
We are slowly warming up. Slowly warming up over here. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I like it when it's warm. Warm is good. And hello to everybody joining us in chat. As you can see, Ryan is unable to join us today, but that's okay. You still have us three for some fun chaos ahead.
That's right. Everybody just calm down. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
We're going to have fun here. We're going to have fun. But speaking of fun, let's jump into a little bit of housekeeping. Housekeeping time. Just want to give a huge shout out and big thank you to all of our patrons at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Big thank you to Sean Ashton for checking out the 7-day free trial. CowboyDangerD for upgrading to the Platinum Producer tier. Shy Guy and Sean Hennigan for coming back in at the exclusive tier. Welcome back, friends. And the guy who keeps subscribing, then unsubscribing, then resubscribing because he's desperately trying to save money to no avail for coming in at the exclusive tier. Welcome on in. Thank you.
Best
Whoever that
name
is.
ever. Best name ever. And yeah, we feel the struggle. We know the struggle. So
What
we're
a great
you.
name. What a great name.
Love it. Straight to the point. Straight to
Man,
it. Love it.
Sean and Ryan keep saying if this person subscribes to the gold member tier, everybody will be shouting them out at the end of every episode.
Love it. Love it.
Fantastic name. Oh, my God.
Boy. And Matt from the communication era with Cheesy and John Ebo about GameCube. Welcome on in.
Yes, yes. No, I just wanted to give a shout out because I was on Communication Error earlier this week with Cheesy and John Nebo. Cheesy's one of the nicest human beings on the planet. John Nebo's a cool guy. But yeah, we've been trying to make something work, and they're very accommodating to my schedule, and very, very accommodating to the point where I changed the topic last minute. They wanted to talk, because they know I'm a PlayStation guy. They said, let's talk about trophies, achievements. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. And then last minute, I'm like, you know what? I really want to talk about the GOAT, the GameCube. And they're like, okay, we can switch it on the fly. So if you had an opportunity,
GameCube is great.
Yeah, it was the GOAT. It was just
I never played it.
It's okay. It was the last Nintendo console.
yeah.
It's a legend.
No, there's still more, but the GameCube's the GOAT.
No,
Yeah, allegedly.
No, the
Thank you,
GameCube
Fulia.
is the legend. It is the last Nintendo console.
It's the GOAT. It is the
According
GOAT.
to
But
a
no,
bear, sure.
but yeah, check out that episode because we had a good time with there. It was really good.
Awesome. Yeah, make sure to do that, everybody. But now that we've gone through all of our patrons, and for those of you who would like to support us over on Patreon, you can definitely do so. Go to patreon.com/cardboardgaming and choose the tier that's right for you. We've got all of this amazing content for you, including the Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons podcast, which this past weekend, or I'm going to say today, for a lot of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Please.
Which is tomorrow, today for me, which is tomorrow. But anyway, time travel.
Oh, don't do that.
Sean had his episode of Pants, and what a great episode it was as well. So make sure to go check it out. And Lockleth was right before him as well. So definitely go check out our Pants episodes. And of course, Campfire is coming up this week. So if you're looking forward to some wholesome campfire fun, that'll be coming up this week. So make sure to look forward to that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of Patreon stuff. There's a whole other plethora of content for you all to check out. So make sure to do that. But yeah, let's jump in to the car and pop in our playlists. We'll start off as usual. Ron, what have you been playing?
I had to give a quick sidebar. To all the Americans, I am sorry that favorite is misspelled. I want to put that out there.
Did you have to point that
Misspelled?
out?
I had nothing to do with that.
Misspelled. Spelled correctly.
fine.
Favorite.
Just
All the
Leave it.
Americans, I'm sorry for the offensive behavior. I'm sorry.
That's how you spell
Canadian
it. That's how you
first.
pronounce it. That's how you pronounce it and spell it. Favorite.
I saw that and I was like, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. That's spelled wrong. But it's fine. It's fine.
You had to do it. You just had to point it out.
But
How we do it.
goodness.
it's the same thing it has been for the past couple of weeks. It's still Trails Through Daybreak. It'll be like that for the next more weeks. MOAR, more. Did make some more progress toward the end of chapter 3. Still having a great time. Story is picking up. A new character joined. That new character is great. Yeah, no complaints. Everything is going great. I'm really starting to get the swing of the combat system. The game is just great stuff. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing where it goes. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some more in tonight after the show. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How many hours you got
playing
now?
that.
How many hours you got now?
I don't know. I mean, I can't really trust the PlayStation counter, but I want to say I think it said 84.
Wow.
Oh, baby.
But
And-
that's probably not 84 in real time. I mean, between me grabbing breakfast, lunch, phone calls, texting you
While
guys in the
it's
group
on
chat.
pause.
Yeah, and I don't know why games don't sit there and let you hit the pause button and it actually stops the timer, but whatever. So in actuality, it's probably more like 60-some hours more than likely. But
Wait, 20 of those hours is you not playing the game at all?
Koala, you have to remember, I've been playing this game for what, like a month and a half, something like that. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot of BSing going on between playing the game.
Whew. That's a lot of
I guess I could
downtime
call
hours.
Herman and ask him, can you make it where a pause button actually pauses the game? But he's busy. He's doing other things.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Herman needs to do it for the players. Come on, he needs to.
One thing at a time, Matt. He's on the phone with Phil trying to get the Gears of War collection, so let him cook.
Priorities.
All right.
Priorities. Playtime first. Herman, playtime first. Please.
Oh my gosh. Matt, save us. What have you been playing?
I don't think I'm really gonna be doing a lot of saving on the PlayStation Drive because
no,
I've only played 2 games and they are not on the PlayStation platform. It's just wrapped up the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 expansion, Torn of the Golden Country, and I did change my plan a little bit because I really was gonna jump right into Persona 3 Reload because time's ticking. The time is ticking. It's gonna leave Game Pass, but I enjoyed the expansion so much. I was like, I'm in such a Xenobabe moment and Xenobabe movement, and I was like, I'm just keep going. So I just jumped right into Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the expansion. Just had to keep going. Can't stop, won't stop.
You didn't. You could have stopped. You could have gone to a real great RPG, played Persona 3 Reload before it left Game Pass, and you would have been all right.
No, I'm jumping into the RPG Dynasty. Just not on the PlayStation, which I do feel bad about. But you know what? Gotta follow the heart.
What?
The Dynasty.
The what?
You know what it is, Ron. You know what it is.
What?
You know what it is. Stop it.
Wow.
But yeah, no, that's all I've been playing. So Fulia, you can save us. What have you been playing this week?
It's just me. I'm going to be saving you guys. I don't know.
Mops and brooms caravan. Bring it on. I'm waiting.
Seriously?
On it.
No. Not this week.
No.
Not this week.
Oh, rats. I was about to say, janitor kill time.
No. See, this week, I've been playing, a couple of indie games. One of which is a cute little gardening game by the name of, the Green Book. And essentially, you are a bear looking after a little plant shop.
Those plants look like the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. That's not cozy.
This is cozy.
I feel like it's a cozy game. Should be okay.
This is a very cozy game. It's a very definitely a wind down game for sure. So if you are looking for something that's gonna, help you just chill and relax, you can definitely play this. So the Green Book is essentially you're a bear who's a shopkeeper that's growing and selling plants, and you have to sort of it's a teeny bit of management, not too much. Essentially just keeping an eye out for the water levels on your plants. You can decorate them by using, different pots, give them different colored pots. You've got a little pet frog on the counter there that you can say hello to. And you just sell them plants and, you just got to look after them and make sure they grow to their full potential so that, the customers will be happy with them. And you have to make sure that, they're full with water. Yes, Ron, yes.
Since it's a bear, you have customers. If the customers get out of pocket, are you able to maul them?
No.
Who's getting out of pocket over plants? Who's getting out of pocket over plants?
This is not a real bear.
Who?
This is not a real bear. Bears do not manage.
This is a cozy bear. This is a very cozy and cuddly bear. Okay? There are no shoplifting.
I'm not sure cozy bears exist. Except Winnie the Pooh. He's the only one.
We're not
no
getting that over
shoplifting,
plants.
no mauling of customers of any kind. All right? We're here where we get to, decorate our little shop as well. And then eventually we'll be able to we can prune the plants and we can eventually also give the bear a hat to wear and maybe some glasses. But
Bears don't like
obviously-
hats and glasses. What is going on here?
This bear does, all right?
This bear does. Yes.
This bear is
This bear is
awesome.
not a part of my family tree. What is this? What's
Come on,
going
Ron. You're not running a plant shop on the side on the weekends
No,
and pruning them.
Gardening does not go
hats.
with bears.
Hats.
Look at this.
There you
What
go.
the world?
See?
Capster.
It's
Capster hat.
cute. These are great. These are
He's
great.
got a bucket hat.
options.
Aw,
Look at that.
Oh, my
Look at that.
goodness.
I love
Oh,
the
my
shade
goodness.
pan. I really want to get the shade pan hat.
I like it. I like it.
This
Yeah.
poor bear. This poor bear.
It's a cute bear. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's not meant to stay at a plant shop and do this. This is not a bear's
And
life.
pruning plants.
It is. He
cute.
is best bear.
I like
he is best bear. I like
Well,
him. He's good.
He's not bearing breakfast, but he's
No.
all right. It's okay. I'll give him a pass.
No, but I do make the comparison in my video for those of you who would like to see shameless plug, youtube.com/foolishfiji. I do make the slight comparison that he does kind of look like the bear and breakfast bear, sort of.
Somewhat.
And he pops into the video as a little cameo.
Okay. Bearing breakfast is
Oh,
great,
look at
though.
that.
Yeah. So definitely. Bear doesn't
Kiku's
look very
right.
happy.
The bear does not look very happy. He looks like he's been
He's
forced
happy.
behind that
No,
counter.
He's happy when he's watering the plants, when he gets his watering can and he pours it in. He's got a little smile happening. It's very subtle. It's there though.
Very
Not raging.
subtle.
But anyway, enough of the Green Book. If you want to go check that out, it hasn't been announced yet. You can go wishlist it on Steam.
Forced labor bear. Please help him.
And the demo is available. That was just the demo, so you can go play it. Don't listen to these guys. The other indie game that I'm playing is I'm hooked on Garden Galaxy, man. I sit in front of the TV, I put on something to watch, and I've got my laptop in front of me, and I'm playing Garden Galaxy, building out my little Zen garden, and I've been really enjoying that. And it's so mesmerizing and chill. I'm just like, it's almost like a gotcha game, like kind of, but not really, you know, because you get coins from the visitors, and you add the coins into like this pot, and this pot then blooms out furniture and plants and whatever to decorate with, and tiles and all that sort of stuff, so that you can build out your, galaxy, if you will. And it's really good. I really like it. I'm really addicted to it. It's not good. I've already played like over 5 hours of it.
Over 5 hours. Did you? Just,
I know it
I
doesn't sound like a
I
lot.
thought you were going to say
I
like
thought you were going to
30.
say like 50.
Yeah. I was like, 5?
5 hours.
Okay, look, 5
That's a
hours doesn't
cakewalk.
seem like a lot, but sitting there for 2.5 hours at a time doing nothing but that, yeah, it's a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. Another thing I will also mention is I'm jumping back into Murder on the Orient Express and really enjoying that. I feel like I'm definitely past the halfway point, but there's still more story. Like, this is probably the longest Poirot game I've played. It's taken a while. But I
You're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it. No, it's not a bad thing that it's taken a while, but it's nice that they've sort of, padded it out a little bit, especially considering that there's also this side story that has some form of connection to the murder that has happened on this train. So I'm really enjoying that factor. So definitely really keen to see what happens at the end. Murder on the Orient Express is available on PlayStation if you'd like to play it as well. And the last thing I will mention is a game that I have a committed relationship with. And that's God of War.
Yes.
So the tournament bracket from a couple of weeks ago dictated that I must roll credits on this game. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think I'm halfway. I'm at the summit. I found Mimir.
Yeah.
So I have his head, and now that's as far as I have gotten with the game so far. So I
Good
think
progress.
I'm halfway. That's like about 10. I think I'm about 10 hours in. 10, 11 hours. So I am getting through it, slowly but surely, getting through it. I just need to be in the mood for it. That's all. I know Ron's holding his tongue here. I know you've got something to say.
Not at all.
Got some questions in the press
Sure.
board? Come on.
Nope. I've already told you. I will acknowledge you in this game once you roll credits. I am not falling for the pump fake.
So, for those of you who don't know, Ron doesn't believe me that I'm playing the game. He won't believe me until he sees me roll credits.
She's mentioned she's at the summit. She found Mimir. Well, come on.
Hold on.
That's proof, right?
I'll give some backstory and some context behind this. So we have been friends for quite some time. Everybody knows the story of M2. When it comes to Koala, in the games that she plays, she will start them. But then they will disappear. And you will not hear her talk about these games for ages. So I will not believe that she has played this game, beaten this game until she shows me credits. That's just the way it is. I will not be pump faked. It's not happening.
Man.
Don't do it.
I feel like Kiku is right in the sense that you just want me to stream it so you can actually see me rage.
I would
to
enjoy
this
that
game.
very much. Yes.
That'd be nice. The community would love that. It'd be nice. You don't have to. Community would love
would
it.
enjoy that very
Enjoyed
much.
it last time. Yes,
But
that is true.
If you don't got time to
You don't have
stream
to.
it, it's fine. Once you show me that you've rolled credits, then I shall acknowledge you, give you the congrats, the pat on the back, throw a festival for you.
You're on your way.
Festival.
She's
I'm
on her
gonna
way.
hold you to that.
I'll throw a festival for you. I will.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Look forward to a Koala finishes a game festival at the end of my
I'll make a
run
big
of
deal out
God
of
of
it. You
War.
know I will.
All right. Well, that
accomplishment.
gives me a bit more of an incentive to actually play through it a bit more.
And see,
Yes.
Sam's got my back. Sam also knows how the koala rolls.
Excuse me, Sam. You're supposed to be on my side here. Hello.
No, just real talk. That's
Sam's
all it is.
encouraging. Sam's encouraging it. Sam's just being encouraging. That's what it is, right? Just encouraging both of you at the same time.
Look at Matt trying to be Mr. Positivity over here.
welcome.
Anyways. Oh man, I think it's time to jump into topic of the week. Always wanted to do that.
It's excellent.
It shows. You did a great job.
Yes, very good. You don't want to hear Ron or I do that.
No, not
That's
at
very
all.
good. Yeah.
Not at all.
No, that was very good. Very good.
Oh my goodness. So friends, we are here to talk about our favorite year in gaming releases. So the years where there have been some amazing game releases, and there have been quite a few of them, to be honest. So let's go around the horn. Ron, start us off. What year was the greatest of them all?
This was very difficult. I had to research through a lot of the years. I am an old man, so I did a lot of research during the week for this. It came down to like 4 of them, and I had to pick one. It was between 2004, 2009, 2011, and 2016.
Wow, you got a few years.
Yeah, but
got a few,
I had yeah, they were all close, but I had to go with the one that had the most quality for me and the ones I could really remember. So I ended up rolling with 2004. And 2004 was a very good year for me. It was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Burnout 3 Takedown, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, Sly 2 Band of Thieves, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I don't care how many
Let's
Nintendo
go.
fans say they don't like. It is the GOAT.
That's the
It is
GOAT.
The GOAT
It is the
of
GOAT.
GameCube games.
Actual
You got
factual.
Star Wars Knights of
100%.
the Old Republic 2, Tales of Symphonia,
Oh.
one of the Tales GOATs.
Really?
Yeah,
2004.
Beautiful Joe too. Fable, even though
Oh
Fable
my
was
gosh.
just okay, but still, Fable was kind of a big deal when it first came out. Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes.
Oh my gosh, this year doesn't
007.
stop.
Yeah, James Bond 007, Everything or Nothing. People who didn't play that game ain't going to understand, but that game was really good. Then Def Jam
Oh.
Fight for New York. And then Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. Come on, man. 2004 was hot.
My gosh.
Yeah. Hit after hit after hit. I was just like, good God.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
ask Ron,
games-
Did you buy these games day one, or were you renting all these games? Because that's a lot.
No, I bought.
That is
I
a
bought
lot
all
of
these.
games.
Yeah, this is before the
Really?
wheel came into play. This is before I bought games focused like getting games on sale. I was buying games day one, so they would just stack it up. So yeah, all these were day one purchases. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Which one was your favorite out of the lot of them?
Oh Lord, mercy.
Top three.
Good luck.
I gotta say, San Andreas is definitely going to be up there. I spent a lot of time on that one. Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal is going to be another.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Is that an actual title?
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal is the name of the game.
Wow.
Clever name.
Yes, Koala, that is the name of the game.
I don't know about that game name. Wow.
Gotta pump up the arsenal.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
what's the problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem? And I have to say,
Calm
maybe,
your farms here. Whoa. We don't need that here.
oh my goodness, it's the name of a game.
Being respectful.
Yes, it
Being
is
respectful
very.
here.
Thank you. And I
worry.
don't know. The third one will probably come down between a tie between Paper Mario and Knights of the Old Republic 2. Like I said, that's hard to pick up a top three out of that.
It's a solid year run. So I also have to ask, like,
Yeah.
in that year, did you know, like, this is wild, like, this is insane in terms of like how many bangers are coming out, or did it take time, like 2014? You're like, you know what? Look back, you kind of recognize like 2004 had so many hits. Like, when did you realize like 2004 was hitting so hard?
Not until the research. Man, I guess we get so spoiled with stuff, and back then games, most of the time, games had good runs during each year. But I don't know, man. I didn't think about it until I started doing the research, and I was like, damn, man, 2004 was really good. And like I said, it was neck and neck with some of the other years I had, but yeah, 2004 was really good. But I didn't realize it until I was doing the research. The same thing with 2009. That was another one. I was just kind of like, there was a lot of good games that came out during that year. So yeah, it's weird. 2023 that was a good one too. But but I didn't buy a lot of those yet, so I can't count those. But if I had, 2023 probably would have won out.
Oh, that's and so you had all three platforms then, right? So you had the GOAT, the GameCube, you had the PS2, and you had Xbox because you mentioned Fable.
Yep.
Look at you.
I had all of them. But hey, damn. I mean, remember, the reason why I ended up getting the Xbox was because of Knights of the Old Republic 1. That was what made me go out and get one. Yeah, it was just the PS2 and GameCube, but Knights of the Old Republic came out, and I was like, I had to have an Xbox for that. So,
was there a surprise hit for you in 2004? You're like, I did not expect this to be such an enjoyable game, or were they all met your expectations?
Probably Burnout 3 Takedown. I'm not big into racing like that. Even then, it was more like if it wasn't Gran Turismo, I didn't really bother with it. I did like Ridge Racer back in the day too, but I don't know, man. It was something about Burnout 3 that was just I played the mess out of that. Burnout 3 was just a great game. As far as arcade racers go, that to this day is still probably one of my favorite arcade racers. Yeah, that game was just great. So I have to say that was probably the one that I was probably most surprised by.
Okay. That's really cool. Interesting. So, Matt, what about you? What has been your favorite year in gaming?
So when we thought of this topic, it's a very, very fun topic. I had three in mind already, but like what Ron did, like I started doing the research, and then it came down to two. So I'm going to shout out the year that I did not pick, even though on paper these are your games. I'm like, yes, these are my games, but I didn't pick this year because I didn't actually play them in that year, and that's why there's no like emotional attachment to it. It's because like, yeah, I played all these games. Some of them are my favorite games of all time, but I didn't experience them in that era, unfortunately. So a big shout out, but it's not my favorite year of gaming. It has to be 2017. I think one of our friends in the community mentioned it because 2017 you have Nier Automata, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Breath of the Wild, Batwa, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Night in the Woods, SteamWorld Dig, and Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Like those are massive. All of them are like massive heavy hitters to me. But when I look at this list very carefully, I'd have to double check my trophies, but I'm pretty sure the only game I actually played was Resident Evil 7. And that's if. I might not even have played it in 2017. Like, I played Nier Automata after like a Boxing Day sale, so that was at the earliest would have been 2018, 2019. Resident Evil 7, I know for sure I did not pick up on day one because this was coming off, Resident Evil 6. Wasn't my favorite Resident Evil game, was kind of very apprehensive of, paying full price for another Resident Evil game. So I was waiting, seeing what reviews said, waiting for a sale. Batwa, I'm a huge Legend of the Zelda fan, but I didn't get a Switch until 2018. So that means I didn't play Xenoblade Chronicles. I only played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 this year, I'm pretty sure. So definitely didn't play that in 2017. Again, Night in the Woods, I didn't have a Switch at that time. Same for SteamWorld Dig 2 and Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. But so yeah, on paper, for sure, I'm like, this is like my personal, like, this is the best year in gaming that, could have met my needs. But unfortunately, didn't play any. I'm pretty sure I didn't play most, if not any, of those games the year. So there's no emotional attachment to it. So my favorite year in gaming, to be quite honest, in other aspects of life, probably wasn't the best year. But in gaming, for me, it was, and that would be 2020. So yeah, that's when COVID hit. So it's really not the best year to be celebrating. But in terms of gaming, I was very surprised with just the amount of games that came out, and just the fact that, because we were in the pandemic, I was like, well, I got more time to play these video games. I bought them on day one. I was going marathoning through games. So there's a lot of those memories attached to it. So for me, for 2020, it kicked off right away with Resident Evil 3 Remake. It's not my favorite Resident Evil game for sure. Again, and my only biggest gripe is the fact that I did pay full price for it, and it's very short. But if I, taking out price, it's a very, very fun game. Excellent. 5-6 hours. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. The next game I remember marathoning would be Final Fantasy VII Remake. And that one did take me by surprise because I played the OG. And outside of that, playing the OG like a few years ago, I've never played Final Fantasy games. So wasn't sure what to expect, and really enjoyed the combat system, the stories. And, to go off on a bit on a side path here, I was talking to my best friend about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because he was asking, he's like, when are you going back for the platinum? And I said, to be quite honest, it's not happening this year. And to be even more transparent, it's not even a when. It's an if at this point. I don't know if I'll ever return for it. And he's like, oh, and, we started talking about it because, as I've mentioned on PlayStation Drive, like, it's a grueling platinum, friends. It's over 200 hours. It's not just the hard mode. It's too many mini games, in my opinion. And I think Fulia asked me, before in some fashion about, my approach to platinum trophies. Have I changed the way I do it? Because for the way I go for my platinum trophies is I like to, if I want it, I do the research, I read a non-spoiler guide, and I try to follow it. So I'm very efficient as possible so that I'm maximizing my time. I will acknowledge that, doing it that way does kind of spoil the experience a little bit because even if I'm not reading the story spoilers, I know, oh, there's a big boss coming up, or I should be saving here. Like that kind of takes away the magic of just kind of experiencing the game through your own eyes and through your own experience. So for Rebirth, I was following a guide, trying to be very efficient. For Final Fantasy VII Remake, the platinum is much easier compared to Rebirth. But I think I enjoyed it because the first time I played that game, I wasn't going for the platinum. I just played it because I wanted to play it. And I eventually returned for the platinum because they had the Yuffie DLC with the PS5 version. So I was like, okay, well, that kind of incentivized me to pick up and get, try the PS5 version. And then, my best friend was mentioning, he's like, it's not that bad. I was like, so I got a few reasons to go back in it. But I think my point is that I have very fond memories of Remake just because didn't have to worry about trophy hunting, wasn't grinding through anything, just enjoyed the experience for what it was. And again, because, we were all stuck at home, I remember just playing that game so much that my back hurt from sitting too long. Like that's how it was.
Damn.
You
yeah.
injured yourself
playing
breaks,
a game? You gotta take breaks.
No breaks. Oh yeah, I remember. My wife's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, my back kind of hurts." And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "I don't want to talk about it. It's kind of embarrassing."
You don't need to know.
Yeah, you don't need to know. But yeah, I enjoyed that so much. I didn't play this game, but I will acknowledge it for 2020 for Nintendo fans. Animal Crossing, New Horizons came out that year. I never played it myself, but
yeah, that game really was probably the thing that got me back into gaming just in general, like recently.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I did have a Switch, like I did buy a Switch before that time, like before, I think it was like 2018 when I bought the Switch. And yeah, when 2020 rolled around and I just heard my friends, they were picking up this game called Animal Crossing. I'm like, okay, let me check it out, see what it's all about. And then yeah, when I started playing it, I was very drawn into it, and you know, started to figure out that there were things that I needed from this, like in terms of like decorating and how to get things done. So I started, you know, doing YouTube, trying to find YouTube tutorials on how to do certain things in the game. And that's kind of where the journey of finding all these content creators and streamers began for me. So 2020 was definitely that year of, you know, Animal Crossing was the thing that got me into the gaming community, and also just meeting all these amazing people, including you guys. So yeah, 2020.
Animal Crossing is a beast. Like,
oh yeah,
it is.
I've never played
100%.
one still to this day.
What? Not even on the GameCube?
Didn't play not on the GameCube. Didn't catch my eye at Blockbuster Rental or Microplay. Didn't catch my eye. Was there one on the Wii? Was there? No, right? There was?
On the Wii? No, DS.
No, okay.
It was on the 3DS.
I had a DS Lite, and again, I knew about it, but again, just didn't cross my path. And then Nintendo Switch, you know, you can only have one per system, and my wife does not play video games, like, at all, except for Animal Crossing. That is the only game that she'll play, and like when she plays,
that's the power of Animal Crossing.
Oh wait, hold on. Star says there was an Animal Crossing on the Wii.
Oh,
and I think
didn't catch my eye.
I might actually have it. Hold on.
Yeah, go for it.
She always has a collection of something.
She does. Antic says it was on everything but the Wii U. It just, I never caught my eye, and then I did become aware of it, like just kind of like how I know what Pikmin is. But again, I was never like, I want to try it, just never did. There it is.
Yeah.
There we
on
go.
the Wii. Look at that.
It's that for never playing Animal Crossing.
Let's go to the city.
Never.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have played
Never
it on
got to play
GameCube.
it.
I'm a little bit surprised. You have to get the feeling of knowing how it is to be robbed by Tom Nook the Crook. Everybody needs to sit there and get that experience.
I've heard about it because like I said, my wife doesn't play video games at all. It doesn't matter what it is, except for Animal Crossing, and that's where like roles reverse, where it's like, are you coming to bed? It's like, yeah, I'll be there in a few minutes. I'll be there in a few. You know, I pass out, wake up in the morning, like, why do you look so tired? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, oh,
wow,
it's because you're up all night.
Good
Lord. Yeah, she's got over like 150 hours or something. Like it's a beast, and still haven't experienced it to this day. But I did want to shout it out because I know how important that game is to a lot of people, especially in 2020. The next big one for me in 2020 that, you know, I've been waiting for years, wasn't sure, you know, what to expect from it, became one of my favorite games of all time. It is part of the one full experience. That's right, Ron. The Last of Us Part 2. Let's go. Oh, you know what? I know a lot of people, we could do a whole podcast on it, but we won't.
Oh,
I know a lot of people were not in the mood for playing it during the pandemic, and I acknowledge it. Like 2020 was a really rough year. I don't know why. Like, you know, I had my own stuff going on, but I was like, no, I like being depressed. I like crying for this violent game. It was just all about it, just all up in it. So I kind of want to take a little break there before I continue for the other games, just because. So Resident Evil 3 remake, Final Fantasy 7 remake, The Last of Us Part 2, I knew they were coming, and I did have, you know, some expectations for them, especially for The Last of Us Part 2 and especially for Resident Evil 3 remake. The next three games, they were surprises for me because, you know, I eventually knew I knew they were coming, but I wasn't sure what to expect from them, and I actually kind of, to be quite honest, I wasn't expecting much. You know, I had my fill with these three bangers. I'm not sure what the rest of the year is going to look like in terms of, like, you know, are they going to, you know, reach that threshold of enjoyment? And to be quite honest, they did. I was very, very surprised, and this is what makes 2020 my favorite year in gaming. So the next big one for me was Ghost of Tsushima. I was not expecting to enjoy that game. just because
Ron has the approval face.
it's an excellent game. Like to me, it is one of the pillars of PlayStation now. And at that time, when they first showed it, I was like, it's a pretty game, but
It didn't do.
I don't think I'm interested. Nope, I just said it was pretty. That's it. Yep. I don't think I'm because it might have rubbed me off the wrong way. It might have looked like a Souls game for me. And when I'm thinking about Sucker Punch, like I do like their other games, Infamous, but I wouldn't put it at the same echelon as like The Last of Us, Uncharted, like Spider-Man or whatever. So I was like, it's a pretty game, but whatever. But you know what? Again, it's the pandemic. I'm at home. I'm gonna give this game a try, and I could not believe how much I enjoyed being Ninja Batman. Like the combat is so addictive. It's so good. You're Ninja Batman. You're rolling up in there. There's 6 of them, and it's like, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck here with me because you're rolling up with like so much gear, smoke bombs and stuff like that. Like you are wrecking fools on the hardest difficulty. It is so satisfying being Ninja Batman. What I'm talking about. It is so satisfying. Yes, and in addition to that, it's a gorgeous game. Like, and I can't remember, but like it's not a very big file size if I recall. Compared to other PlayStation games, right? Like I don't think it's like
I played
takes
the
a lot of space
director's
on the hard
cut,
drive.
so I can't speak on the PS4 one. I purposely waited for the director's cut because I knew it was going to be one.
Did you really? So you didn't play it at launch?
I did play it on PS4. I waited for the PS5 one to come out.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah. The rumors were
I'm
there.
surprised. Yeah,
the rumors were there. It came out at the point of PS4 when you was like, "There's gonna be a PS5 version of this game." So it was just patience. I had other games to play, so it was all good. It worked out in the end.
You were patient because when was the director's cut? Like 2 years ago? Like 2022?
I think it might have been 2021.
Okay.
That's quick. Okay, if it's 2021, that's pretty quick.
So Koala's on it.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah. But yeah, that game just blew me away. Went for the platinum, like 70, 80 hours. Like I was so surprised at how fun the combat was. How I knew it was gonna be beautiful, and it's a really good story. Like Jin Sakai is a fantastic No, the director's cut.
Came out in 2020?
Yeah, director's cut. July 17, 2020.
Okay.
Wait, no, that doesn't seem right. No.
Wait, that's the original.
The original came out in the summer.
That was the original one, but the
original
director's cut. Where is it? It's not even telling me when it was.
It's all good.
It's not.
It'd have to be.
What?
It has to be for PS5, so obviously after like November 2020 at some point.
No, 2021.
But that game
it was
just
a year
blew me away.
later. 2021. It was August 2021.
So not too long of a wait.
Yeah,
not too long of a wait.
Bad.
Your patience paid off then, because you got the DLC for it. So yeah, no, that game was very surprising. The next game for me that again was also surprising as well was Spider-Man Miles Morales. That game really caught me off guard because
Hold on, Matt. I hate to put you on a pause here. Daughter,
me.
I need you to stop this. Some things that happen in the household stay in the household.
Hello, Kia.
Hello, Kia. Thank you for dropping some knowledge here.
Snitching in the chat.
Welcome on into the PlayStation.
Welcome in. You waited, even though she wanted you to play.
Well, she did. She did badger me about it. She played it, and she kept saying, "Dad." And I was like, "No, I'm waiting for the PS5 version. I am not going to get the PS4 version. I'm going to wait." And she badgers about me constantly.
Oh my gosh!
Love it.
How could you? She's your daughter. You should be like.
No, she's spoiled enough.
Nicer.
Sometimes she has to be told no.
Did she spoil the story for you, or she was good about
fine.
it?
Nah. She didn't spoil the story for me.
It?
Yeah, she didn't do that. She just kept talking about how good it was and stuff. But and she was right. She was right. But me and Kia have similar tastes, so I knew when she said that she enjoyed it, I was just like, well, chances are I'm going to also.
She has a question for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
What does no mean?
Oh my God.
Depends who you're asking, I guess.
This is the kind of stuff that you have to put up when your kids get grown.
That's what happens.
Harassment.
Can't wait. Yeah, can't wait. It's affection. It's love. That's what it is.
It is.
That's how you know.
Continue on, Fred.
Sorry. Miles Morales. Yeah. I was very excited when they announced it, but again, I wasn't sure.
Another good one.
If it could live up to Spider-Man 2018. So I did not play it on PS5, but because I enjoyed 2018 so much, I was like, I'm gonna play it on the PS4. And I like Miles Morales even more than 2018. Like, I think it's a more tighter experience. I think the story is much easier to connect and resonate with. And just Miles, I just think he's much cooler than Peter.
Miles is great. Miles is great, man.
Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. And again, I love the story. Just I don't know if it's because 2018 Spider-Man, because Peter Parker, he's I wouldn't say he's like a veteran, but like he's not his early days, right? Like, he knows what he's doing. He's got this sense of confidence, whereas Miles, like, you started the journey with him 2018, and you can see him progress in his own game, and like it's just something so inspiring to watch him grow from he's always been the same person, this kind-hearted person who wants to do the right thing, but to see him use his powers to do good, and just to say heroic stuff, like there's something so inspiring and so emotional about it. I don't know how to explain it very eloquently, but like I just really, really resonated, really connected with Miles, the way I did it with Peter in 2018 for whatever reason it is. But again, it was surprising. Like, I couldn't believe that the year's ending off with another incredible game for the PlayStation. So those are the big games that I experienced in 2020 personally, and that's why, again, like I do have to pick it because I played them day one, right away, got into it, enjoyed it so much. And before I cap off the year, Astro's Playroom, I didn't get to play it at launch. I didn't get a PS5, but that became an important game for me in PlayStation when I did get to pick it up. So again, 2020 is full of bangers.
Nice pick,
and
man.
it wasn't easy, like you said, Ron. Like, I looked at 2017. I obviously looked at 1998, because there's Resident Evil 2, there's Ocarina of Time. 20. Yeah, I looked, but when I think about which games, quantity and quality, and which ones I actually experienced, it had to be 2020. But Fuya, now we want to know.
Yeah, Queen Koala.
What was your favorite year in gaming? We have to know.
So I've already sort of alluded to it at sort of when we started discussing that I only recently sort of gotten back into gaming during the pandemic, during 2020. And so I would say that 2020 was a good year for gaming, but because I'd only just gotten back into gaming, I didn't really play a lot of them. Like, there weren't many games that I played at the time. And at the beginning of 2020, I didn't have like a PlayStation to play. Like, PS5 wasn't until the end of 2020. I only had a Switch and my PC. And so a lot of the games that I did play were all on the Switch. So I can't say that I had the best time in like game releases in 2020 because I didn't play many of them.
That's all right.
But for me, it was last year, 2023. Big year.
Oh, yeah.
A really big year in game releases.
It was. It was.
Like, it was insane, the amount of games that we got, and a lot of them were massive AAA games too. Mm-hmm. For me, personally, Final Fantasy 16 was huge. It was my first time getting into a Final Fantasy game, proper sort of getting into RPG, well, adjacent.
Fair.
Yeah, and that was like one of my Game of the Year titles, Final Fantasy 16, for 2023. It was a huge game for me. I've also, I think Hogwarts Legacy also came out last year, and I'm a big Harry Potter fan. And I really enjoyed my time with that. I still need to go back to it, but that is a game that I really was enjoying to begin with. And I will get back to it, but I feel like I'm going to have to put on the arachnophobia mode, to be honest. Yes, Ron.
Yes. The press ball.
You started this off like you were going to come out here with some depressing list where it was only just going to be one game, and then you hit us with two instant bangers of Final Fantasy 16 and Hogwarts
I have
Legacy.
only just begun.
Exactly.
She's just started.
She pump faked us. She says that for the okie
Here we go. Here we go. I'm rolling up my sleeves here.
Let's go then.
Whoa.
Here we go. Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy. Mm-hmm. The other big games that are out there that, to me, these were big games for me. I ended up playing Hercule Poirot: The London Case, which also came out last year. SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake. Like SpongeBob SquarePants.
I forgot that came out last year.
The Cosmic Shake. And that was good fun. Like, I'm not huge into SpongeBob games, but that was actually quite fun. I really enjoyed the gameplay of that. Bear and Breakfast came out last year. Like, we've got some really big indie games that came out last year as well. So Bear and Breakfast was a good one as well, especially considering that Bear and Breakfast came out on the PlayStation last year. So it didn't technically release for the first time last year, but it came to PlayStation last year, which was actually really cool.
And Bear and Breakfast is great. Just want to put that out there.
It is a very good game.
Support bears.
But it's such a massive year of games that I didn't even get around to a lot of these, and I'm just going to list off some of them. Like,
yeah, go for it.
Starfield came out last year. And, like, that was massive. Legend of Zelda Totkey came out last year. That was
Legend of Zelda what?
Totki. You know what it is.
Totkey.
What's
You know what it
Taki? What's that again?
The one full experience with Botwa. You got to play them together. You know what it is, Rod. The Baku.
Bodwa? What the hell is that?
Marvel Spider-Man 2 was out last year.
Yes.
That was massive.
That's
Spider-Man 2 was a
right.
fantastic game.
It was.
Diablo 4. Diablo 4 was another one.
Yeah, see?
Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Street Fighter 6,
Oh my goodness.
Dead Space, Dead Island 2,
Look at that.
Pikmin 4, Star Wars Jedi: Survivor.
Whoa, slow down,
Fire
Paullin. Slow down.
Emblem.
You're about to start a fire.
Good one.
You're about to start a fire.
That's
Slow.
a good one.
Whoa.
I'm just listing it off, man. I'm listing off the banger year that
stop.
2023 was.
Yeah, last year was, goodness gracious.
It was huge. Wulong Fallen Dynasty, Octopath Traveler 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder on the same day as Marvel Spider-Man
man.
2.
Oh, man. Good Lord.
That was a huge thing. That was massive for two big AAA games come out on the same day from different consoles. That was a big deal. It was a massive deal. There was so much. Mortal Kombat 1 was out last year. Lies of P.
Lies of P was a big one, yeah.
That was huge. Fire Emblem Engage. Deadfall, also known as Redfall.
Redfall.
I was like, what? When you said Deadfall, I was like, what is that?
Let's just go
I've never
over
heard
that one. Let's just try to move on.
No,
Pretend.
it's part of 2023.
No, it's not. That game does not exist.
2023 had some, some losers as well.
That's right.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's all right.
Whoa.
She called
Some
it. She
people
called it
play
what it
that
was.
game. Some people are playing. All right, I might
fine.
check it out
It's
one
Four
day.
people. 4 people played that game.
No, dozens. Dozens are playing
Sea
somewhere.
of Stars came out last year. That was a massive RPG that
It
came out
was.
last year that a lot of people
Even
were
though it was
talking
completely
about.
overhyped, but it was massive, yes.
Dredge also came
Yeah,
out.
Dredge.
Talk about indie games.
Good God.
Heard good things about Dredge.
Yeah.
What else have we got here? Blasphemous 2, Company of Heroes 3, Chance of Sonar, was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, whatever number that was, I don't know. Not that I care.
I'm about to say,
I
did
don't
anybody play
those
that
other games. Bayonetta Origins. That was
That was a snoozer.
another one.
No one played that one, I don't think.
No, there were some people who
I heard it was
played
okay.
Yeah, it was
Mess, I heard it was
Assassin's Creed Mirage was out last year. So last
forgot
year's
about that
Assassin's
one.
Creed game. Yeah. 2023 was a massive year.
It was.
And, for me, even though I don't play a lot of these style of games, there was a lot of games in here that I have played. But I literally only sort of mentioned off the ones that are available on PlayStation. Although I did also play Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That was also another one. I am keen on checking out Octopath Traveler 2, and I did hear a lot of good things about that. So I might check that out at some point too.
Hopefully it's not as grindy as the first one.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I only
Yeah.
played I think I only played the demo version of the first one. And then, that was it. I didn't go back.
Hopefully. I don't know. Like I said, that grind.
Like it was a nice. It was nice that they give you like 3 hours of the demo to try out. Anyway, so it was good. It was a nice little taste of what to expect from the game. So I didn't mind it. But yeah, 2023 was huge for gaming. That there was the fact that there were so many delays because of the pandemic. And I think that's probably the reason why it was such a big year, that a lot of these games got delayed to 2023. So I don't blame some of those developers and publishers for waiting, but the fact that we got all of these amazing games coming out last year, like, holy moly, it was insane. Like, I look at this year and I feel like this year is nothing compared to what last year was. So far this year.
Well, I mean, it's going to be hard for probably any year to really measure up to 2023. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Man, like, how many games have you guys played that came out last year? I'm sure you played.
I have many on my wish list.
Well, yeah.
I was gonna say
I got many on my wish list.
I don't. Not too many, and unless your name is Kevin Dainsworth from Save the Game Media, there's nobody on this planet who's played all those games in 2023 except for him. Everybody else.
Yeah.
Except for him. Everybody else did not stand a chance, even if they could afford it. They don't have the time. There's too many. It's too many games. But yeah, I think that Ron said
also mentions Star Ocean Second Story R was out last year too.
It was good. It was a good RPG year last year too.
Yeah. No, last year was massive, big banger of a year, and I'm just like from now on gonna be comparing it to last year.
Oh,
that's
you shouldn't
dangerous.
do that.
I know I shouldn't be doing that.
That's good.
I shouldn't be doing that.
Any year to come close to that.
No, yeah, it's gonna be a very long time, if it ever. Like you said, pandemic and stuff. Like, I don't think we're getting there. There was even an article
that said I think that the most highly rated games on Metacritic was all from 2023. It trumped like every other year. It was ridiculous.
I can see that.
Yeah, 90 and up. That was like, good grief.
Yeah, no, it was huge. But enough from us. Let's jump into what some of the carpool community members have given us. Matt,
can I take the first one?
Yeah, of course. All right, yes. you go for it, Ron. Go for it, please. Read our first commenter.
my guy, Final Fantasy ate its life. Final Fantasy ate its love. His comment was pretty much, we all know the best year in gaming is 1999. It's the glorious year that Final Fantasy VIII was released. Now, there's other games that came out in 1999, I'm pretty sure, but...
That's the most important one to him. That's okay.
It is. Dave.
Yep.
It's the most important pick to Dave.
Yeah. One game makes it important to him. I'll do the next one. So next up we have Rio, who says, favorite year in gaming is a tough question, or so I thought. Because once I got into looking at what was released in 2007, there was no way any other year could be better year for me. 2007, we have Team Fortress 2, Half-Life 2, Episode 2, Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl, Persona 3, FES, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Umeko When the Cry, World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, Osu, Trails in the Sky the Third, Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions. That is a lot of games that I'm not familiar with, but I'm happy for you. Just being honest. Happy for you. Sounds like a good year for you.
There were some good games in there. There's a few I had never heard of before. I didn't know what that Osu one, I didn't know what that one was.
I'll look into these games. Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Darth Stridius comes in with his comment. 2018 for me, I think, is probably my favorite year in gaming. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my favorite games ever. Then had to be Spider-Man and God of War, Divinity, Original Sin 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, some of my favorite indies in Hollow Knight, Into the Breach, Dead Cells, and Celeste, and one of my favorite multiplayer games, Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World is fantastic.
There's good games in there.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
The captain, he wrote in and said that 2023 for me, not because of the games, but because I rediscovered a love of a hobby I had forgotten, and it saved me from the dark space I was in with my mental health.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think hear that.
I think a lot of people got back into gaming because of that reason as well. I feel like that might have been another reason why I got back into gaming, especially in 2020. It's just because of the whole, being stuck indoors. It really played with my mental health, and gaming really sort of saved me from that. So
games are great. Games are great.
Yeah.
Video games are awesome. Good answer, Captain. Mm-hmm. And the last comment is from Stingray X. My favorite year in gaming has to be the first year I could truly grasp how it became a staple in my life. That'd be June 2003 with my 8th grade graduation money in hand. I don't want to do the math of how old Stingray X is. I think it's going to make me feel old if he was in 8th grade for 2003.
Look, if he was in 8th grade in 2003, he's either
I said I don't want to do the math.
I did. And he's either the same age as me or is a year younger. So he's not that far off.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, going into Funko Land for the first time and having a stack at least 10 high with Kingdom Hearts being in my lineup is my favorite game of all time. I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I've heard good things. And I've heard
Kingdom Hearts is good.
Bad things.
Yeah, man. Kingdom Hearts
Never played any.
It's just further you get after 2 is when things get crazy. I mean, they got semi-crazy with the second one, but it really goes off the rails after that. Yeah.
It's on my shame list. I've never,
it's
a shame I've never played them. It's a shame.
Yeah.
We've also got some commenters in the chat while we're live here. We've got Sam Dan's Couch here say 2008 was the best year for me, but for one reason and one reason only, Gears of War 2. And we've also got Kia, who says 2014 for me, Bravely Default and Dragon Age Inquisition were my favorites.
Yeah, make Kia sit there and tell you how many hours she put into Bravely Default. Jeez.
She must have really liked it.
She went ridiculously ham
like that game.
with that game.
Very nice.
Look, it's fine. If you like a game, go ham. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was shocked. I was not expecting her to like that game like that. Oh, now you see
Maybe,
what
or if, or the way that Matt would say, go ham and cheese on it, like.
Oh Lord.
Go ham and cheese on it. Oh yeah, all the way. Go for it.
Oh my goodness! Thank you everybody for joining us in talking about our favorite year in gaming. If you also, for those of you watching the VOD, have your favorite year in gaming, please let us know in the comments below, and just list off the reasons why and what games came out that year, and would be mighty appreciated. But going into the carpool to go through some questions now, we're going to start off with our good friend Black Wyver, who asks, "Happy Sunday! Hope you are all having a fantastic weekend. I'm going to get my cues in a bit early so I don't miss out. And this was yesterday, so technically it was Sunday for us, but now it's Monday, so."
This is confusing. What does that mean? Stop. It's still Sunday, isn't it?
Not for me, it isn't. Okay, so Black Wyver's first question. My first one is for Savoy Prime. Specifically over various episodes, you have shared your distaste, for the lack of a better word, for Last of Us Part 2. Have you completed the game? If not, when did you do it? Did you rage quit after the mini golf game? Or just gave up during the course of the game? I would love to hear some spoiler-free thoughts, if possible, and maybe even a spoiler cast episode with you and Nagachaka, maybe moderated by a third that has played the game, which probably won't be me.
Don't get mad excited. You saw his eyes lit up. His eyes lit up. Oh? Don't excite the squirrel. No. Oh, it's not Hot Shots Golf demo that did it for me. It was pretty much playing as Abby is where I started to find my way out. They did the best they could to humanize her. I did not care for Abby. Without going into spoilers, it's just a lot of things about the character that is just like, no matter how much you try to force this on me, I'm not going to understand where she's coming from. In my eyes, what Joel did was right. Jerry was stupid. Don't ever sit there and stand between a man and his daughter, especially when that man has a gun. That was dumb on Jerry's part.
Jerry.
Yeah.
The unsung hero of the last place.
That was Jerry's fault. That was stupid. I mean, he should have just been like, you know what? Cool.
Not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. You saw how live Joel was when he came up in that room. What are you thinking, Jerry? What are you gonna do? So he kind of had that covered. And there's other things that just don't make sense for me personally. The way that story goes. Man, there's only so much I can say without spoiling. But yeah, there's just a lot of the writing and some things just did not make sense to me whatsoever. So to those who enjoy it, great. But I am not one of those people. And yeah. But I'll talk to Submit, in DM and give him the full details. But like I said, it's kind of hard to talk when you don't want to spoil it. We got a few guys in PSD who have not played it yet, so I don't want to ruin that for them.
We did do a Patreon episode a few years ago. I'm not sure where it would be found on the feeds, but we did do a Patreon episode. I think it's called The Gridlock, where it was a panel. There was a panel of us discussing The Last of Us Part 1 versus The Last of Us Part 2. So you should be able to find it. If I'm wrong, I'm very, very sorry for mentioning it, but you can listen to the episode because it was an excellent conversation about which game you preferred. So if it's on the feeds, definitely check it out because
we also have a question from the chat. Skycatcher asks, "Would you say the story goes ham?"
In part 2, no, the story goes cheeks. In part 2,
no, it's not a cheese and ham story. That's not what that is. No, it's a masterpiece.
No,
it's a masterpiece.
That does not go ham. That story does not go ham.
No, not quite.
But Black Wiper also has a second question. My second question is for everyone. While we have had multiple remasters and reboots of many of beloved games recently, I would love to hear some games that you wish could be rebooted, i.e. not only improving graphically, but also a new fresh take narratively for the games, but still based on that same fundamental world, but alternative paths taken by the main characters. Take care and keep driving. Thank you so much, Black Wiper, for your question. I'm going to start off with, I would love to have, and I know it's not going to be on the PlayStation system, but Chibi Robo was really great fun. And I played it on the 3DS. I really loved the Chibi Robo game. And I would love to see that sort of maybe remastered because it was really cute. And
what kind of game was that? I remember the robot, but
it's a side scroll platformer where you're sort of collecting you're collecting rubbish essentially. It's kind of like an environmentally friendly kind of a game where you're trying to clean up the world and you're finding snacks as well, and you use the rubbish to regain energy and power for your spaceship essentially. And, Chibi Robo has his own little plug where he can use, it's kind of like a whip or not, what is it? No, not a whip. It's, what's the,
a power cord?
It's a power cord that he uses to get around. He uses to swing through like over gaps and stuff. And, and it also recharges him, to give him more energy to finish off the levels. And it was actually quite cute and fun. The one aspect of that game that I would love for them to kind of rejig or do something differently with is the way that you select the level, because there's like a little pinwheel, like for lack of a better term, cult of the wheel. And it's sort of, there's a wheel in there that
there was some disdain in your voice when you said that, ma'am. How dare you?
Rightfully so.
It's the only way I'm going to describe it,
Yeah, but you didn't have to say it so nasty, like it
wasn't nasty.
Tasted nasty.
Wasn't. Excuse me. Trying to describe something here for you. So there was a wheel in this,
it's okay.
And it randomly selects the level that you're going to. And a lot of the times, it doesn't always select the ones that you want to go to that you haven't been to. It'll go back.
That sucks. Yeah, I don't like that.
So I kind of wish, like, if they do end up doing like a remaster or a reboot or something like that, I wouldn't mind them actually just sort of maybe changing that aspect of it, giving you the option to just move on to the next level, or, being able to select a level yourself rather than randomly have chance do it for you. So that's probably one thing I would change. But Chibi Robo would definitely be one that I would love to see be rebooted for sure. Okay. Yeah. What about you, Ron? What would you like to see rebooted or remastered?
It was several things that ran through my mind, but one of them was a 3D Castlevania. I think we need to try to bring those back. I enjoyed Lords of Shadow. I know a lot of people didn't, but I thought the first one was good. It had some issues, the camera being one of them, but I thought the story was good. And overall, I mean, I just really enjoyed the game. And I don't know who Konami. I don't know if I would trust Konami to develop it. Maybe they could get somebody else to handle it for them. But I would actually like Kojima to come back and do executive production again, because he was the executive producer on Lords of Shadow. And presentation-wise, the way it looked, production, cinematics, the game looked great. Keep him away from the story. Do not let him write anything whatsoever.
Stop it. Stop.
Sorry, Kojima can't write.
Metal Gear Solid series? Come
Please,
on. Death
please stop.
Stranding?
Please stop it.
Come on.
Stop it. Death Stranding.
They're amazing.
No. No. Stop this, Matt.
No.
Such a
Fine.
good game.
Kiku
anybody
doesn't
else.
like this. Trust Konami with nothing, apparently.
And she's not wrong. That's the main reason why I was like,
Fair.
hand development to somebody
Fair.
else. I mean, we're still waiting for the Suikoden 1 and 2 to come out, and they haven't made any announcements about that in a minute. So, but yeah, I'm perfectly fine with Kojima being executive producer, but do not touch the story. Do not touch anything writing-wise. Hand that off to somebody who knows how to write a good storyline. And they can just start from fresh if they want, but I think we really need a 3D Castlevania game. I would love to see that make a comeback.
Interesting. Yeah. What about you, Matt? What would you like it? What game would you like to see rebooted?
You better not see Last of Us Part 2, Matt.
Can you imagine? Another remaster, remake, please. Another one. Take my money.
No, Matt, stop
Which I would. Which I would. No, I'm not going to do that. It's not exactly a remaster or reboot for this game. That I want to see something new in the Uncharted series, and I'm not saying to remake Nathan Drake's story or to reboot it. What I really want to see is kind of what Lost Legacy was, which is we're still in the existing world. Let's have different characters. If they want to continue with Lost Legacy characters, that's great. I think they were fantastic. Or if you want to pick, Sully, but I do want to see some sort of change to the formula. Like I don't want just another Uncharted game per se, but you have the lore, you have the world, you kind of have the expectations, but change up the formula in some sense. Whether it's making it super open world or I don't know, choice based, like just whatever the developers are passionate about. But I do want to see a fresh reimagining of the series, but not Nathan Drake's story. Like leave it alone. It's perfectly fine. You don't have to retell it to us again.
The potential is there for it, with the way Uncharted 4 ended, without us going to spoiler territory. But with the way that ended, the potential is there. Yeah.
It is there, and again, it's one of Sony's pillars. It's mind-boggling that we're this far into PS5 and we still don't have any news about Uncharted, if anything is coming. And it could be Naughty Dog, could be a different studio. To me, I want to see a continuation and just a fresh approach to this pillar of Sony PlayStation. But next question, I'm going to take, if you don't mind, please. I hope that's okay.
Go for it.
I think you might want it, Ron, but you know what? I will take it. Even though you probably want this one, Ron. So the next question comes from Cwaggy, and he says, "It is I, the Cwaggy, king of the Xenobabes," and shout out to Cwagmire, who was on the Nintendo Drive this week. Just absolutely crushed it.
Job. Did a fantastic job.
And as we always say here at Carpool Gaming, make sure you watch the VOD because the video version is much better than the audio version because things happen.
Seeing Quag put that crown on is worth it.
Oh, so good. Please check it out. King of the Xenobabes says 2017 was my favorite year. Easy. Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'd list more, but I know you don't want the show being for 3 hours. Fair enough. My question for the show, what was the best game you played this week, and why is it Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country? A very Nagachaka formatted question. I'm so proud of you. Love it. And yeah, spoiler alert, the questions... Well, you know what? Let's spoil everybody. Did anybody else here at PlayStation Drive play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country? Anybody else play?
I did.
Was it you? You played, Ron?
I did something equivalent to playing that. I took the trash out on Thursday.
Oh,
Ron,
don't let Kia
hear
you say that.
That is not the same thing.
Not even Kia's not a Xenoblade fan either.
No. But Antics knows.
When she had her Switch, she did not have that game on it. That's for sure.
Thank you, Antics. Such a good game. No, it was a very good expansion. I took Quagmire's advice, which was to play it right away after Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I was, trying to play different games, but he's like, the story's really fresh in your mind. It'll connect. So I'm glad I followed his advice because I did play them in the same year. It's all like kind of one full experience. It really is, because it is a prequel. It does lead to it. So very lengthy. I think I went pretty quick. I tried to do like a Kevin Zainsworth and just stuck to the main stuff. I think I did it in 14 hours. So it's quite expansive. So it's really good. And like I said, mentioned earlier, got me right into Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the next expansion, because just love being a Xenobabe. What can I say? This might be the year for me where I just do them all. But there's other games to play.
Yes, there is.
There is.
Good God.
I still haven't played the DLC from the first game, just so you know. I could play that right after.
Persona 3 Reload, Matt. You said you were going to play it. Don't do this. Stop
Hardcore
the madness,
Xenobabe
please.
on the PlayStation Drive.
So, moving on. Anyways. The captain's question. So, he said, you hear a strange noise. This noise is coming from the basement. You decide to investigate and make your way slowly down the creaky wooden steps. When you reach the bottom, you notice a door has mysteriously appeared in the far wall. Your curiosity gets the better of you, and you have to open the door and see what's inside. As you step through the door, it transports you to a video game universe. Which one do you want it to be, and why? Here's the rules. The door closes and disappears behind you. The world you are in is the one you will spend the remainder of your days. As this is a PlayStation show, let's keep it to PlayStation exclusives. Koala, I see you thinking.
Come back to me.
Okay. Matt?
PlayStation exclusives, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna go into the world of The Last of Us, even though that is one of my favorite game series. It's depressing, and I'll die in 2 seconds. I'm not gonna bring myself to where Kratos is, because again, I'll die really quickly, so that seems foolish. Same thing with my co-host might say differently, but you know what? I'm gonna die in a lot of situations, including going into the world of Horizon. I'm definitely dead. Ghost of Tsushima. I'm definitely dead. Like I'm not gonna survive. So there's not too many choices. Yeah, Days Gone. I'm also dead. Run over, eaten by a bear zombie or whatever. So not too many choices. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Astro's Playroom. Just hanging out with some good friends and just reliving just all these PlayStation highlights. And you go into different worlds and stuff like that. So you know what? Number 1, I'm not gonna die. Number 2, I have good company. And number 3, I got the nostalgia feels from my love for PlayStation. So that's where I'm going to go, especially because I want to stay alive. Thank you.
Nice.
You stole my answer. But
Oh, look at
You
that.
join me there.
Good job, Matt. Now she's going to think of something else. I'll go next
You
before
can
she
join
goes
me there.
wide.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Like you said, when it comes to PlayStation exclusives, there's not really many places that you really want to go in a PlayStation universe. Everywhere is going to kill you. Everywhere is super depressive or super dangerous. The best one I could choose out of the batch was Ratchet and Clank. Not to say that dangerous things don't happen there, but I think my chances of living long and not being bit by a zombie or being crushed by a god or whatever else is going on, Ratchet and Clank is going to be my best bet. But I think I would have a good time there when Ratchet and them aren't adventuring and saving the world. It seems like just a fun group of people. I would love to be there. I feel I'll have a great time. So Ratchet and Clank is gonna be my pick.
damn. I don't know.
Koala's like,
You can go kill zombies.
She wants to hang out with
You can kill
Kratos and
zombies.
Atreus.
No, I do
You can.
not.
Pick your
Thank you very
answer.
much.
That's okay. Yes.
So then tell her
Absolutely.
she will drown Atreus within the first 10 minutes that she's there.
Probably. But then he'll grab his arrow from his quiver and shoot me down. That's
Or maybe
fine.
his little pocket knife. He'll try to stab you. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, for me, it's hard. I would love, Astro's Playroom would definitely be a place that I would definitely want to just hang out and just have fun and just, just have, see all these cute little robots sort of running around causing mayhem and just, just enjoying the life of being inside a PlayStation. That'd be really cool.
You see, you could have picked
It would
Unfinished
be.
Swan. You could have picked Unfinished Swan. Could have gone there. That's not too depressive.
But I think where I might go, it's
Hallway and PT. That's I mean, you're not gonna get lost. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
No, PT, no.
I feel like this might be a little bit more of a real life sort of scenario.
Okay.
Sackboy, yeah. Sam Dan says Sackboy.
Well, Sackboy
Good
levels
answer.
can kill you pretty easily, though. I don't know about that. Sackboy
Yeah.
is.
But I think in terms of like somewhere to live and all that, I wouldn't mind being in New York with Spider-Man. So I think I'm gonna go with
Nice
Spider-Man.
choice. Nice choice.
Good choice.
Living in New York, and yeah, just sort of it'd be really nice to sort of see Spider-Man swinging on through through the city.
Then Rhino comes over and flips your car over, and
Yeah, well, I hope there's good insurance for that.
For rhinos, apparently. Yeah.
well, look, Rhino,
All those
Vulture,
mafia bosses and all
anybody.
that
Yeah, I'm
sort of
about to
stuff.
say anybody can mess your house up, your car. Oh my God.
I'll be minding my own business. How about that? And you just
There's
have
plenty of
my
people
own
mind their
little
business until
my own little corner where
Venom
I don't have
crashes
to worry
through.
about anything.
But yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Good pick. It's better than Last of Us or God of War. That's for sure.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
It
Or
was
Days
either
Gone.
that or potentially Concrete Genie. If I was the one that wielded the brush to create the
Concrete Genie's a good
genies,
Good answer.
that'd
good
be
answer.
really cool too. Just paint the town. You know what? I changed my answer. I want to be in Concrete Genie because I can bring the town to life with my
I'm
art.
about to say that's a good choice because after you clean the
could
town
bring it
up,
back to life.
Concrete Genie's a very nice place.
Yes.
I
It is.
am upset that I forgot that. Damn.
Yeah.
Because that's a good game. Nice pick. Nice pick.
Concrete Genie. That's where I want to live. If I'm gonna be stuck somewhere, I'd rather be stuck there.
Matt, I'm actually surprised that you skipped over that one, to be honest. Because you're quite the fan as well.
I did, but just this nostalgia. You go to Ash's playroom and you're just getting like a big, massive PS3 in this room. Getting to see a DualShock 4 in this room. It's like I like nostalgia. I like being being surrounded by stuff that reminds me of childhood.
All right, nothing wrong with that.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Our last question comes in from Kiku, who asks, somewhere around 1998, 1999 would have to be my favorite year because that was when I first played Pokemon Blue and it kicked off my obsession with gaming. I had played games before, mostly Mario or Sonic, but they never really drew me in like Pokemon did. I had no money to afford such things at the time, having just entered middle school, so I caught a snake and traded it to a boy on the bus for his Game Boy Color and a copy of Pokemon
That sounds
Blue.
right.
Holy moly.
That sounds right.
Like it.
Okay.
She's good with nature, man.
Good trade.
She's good with nature. She really is.
All my time and energy after that went into finding ways to build my game collection. For my question, if you could have a pet from any game, what would it be? Ron?
That's an easy one. My Palico from Monster Hunter World. His name was Shere Khan, and I made him to look like Shere Khan, and he was great. he was
Very nice.
he was the best
Tiger?
companion ever. Yeah, he was a cat, but he looked like Shere Khan. I purposely made him look like that, and he was fantastic. Palicos are great. They're just great pets, companions. Thank you, Capcom. Palicos are fantastic. So yeah. That's gonna be my pick. My Palico from Monster Hunter World. Shere Khan.
Okay.
Excellent
What
name.
about you, Matt?
I like it. Mine's really boring. Sorry, friends. It's just going to be my horse from Red Dead Redemption 2. You played that masterpiece. You know. You get a lot of... It's boring because it's just a horse, but that
I'm
horse...
surprised of all the things
Horses
that you
are-
could have picked.
Horses are beautiful creatures.
They are.
Yeah, horse
They
is
are.
beautiful. But that horse in Red Dead Redemption 2, you take the time to take care of it. You're bonding with it and stuff happens. That horse, ride or
So
die.
not
Like, yeah.
Epona from Zelda Ocarina of Time.
I named my horse in Red Dead Redemption 2 Epona.
Okay.
So, best of
All
both
right,
worlds.
then.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Don't worry. It's my Epona in the world with
My-
Arthur Morgan.
All right.
Epona the pony.
I'm just saying. There's some
No.
tiers. There's some tiers of horses. Epona's up there, but so is the horse from Ghost of Tsushima. That horse is up there too.
Yeah. That's mine. But Fulia,
Okay.
what would you want as a pet? Do tell us.
I would love to have Poochie from Yoshi's Crafted World as my pet.
I do remember
Because
this.
Poochie is adorable, he's loyal, he'll help you through areas that you can't get to, he'll jump high, and you know what? He's lovable and
Oh,
cuddly.
little fella. I forgot his name. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
It's
pick.
Poochie.
Okay.
Poochie. If I ever get a dog, he's gonna be called Poochie.
You don't want Shah Khan? Come on, you sure?
No,
I'm
good.
Shere Khan helps. Shere Khan takes care of you. He also fights. Come on.
See?
Yeah.
Shere Khan's a cat. I'm a dog person, so.
Usually I'm not a cat person either, and Monster Hunter will turn you into a cat fan. Just
But
saying.
if I was to have a cat, I'd go with the cat from Stray, that cute little ginger. That little ginger cat.
Okay.
That
cat's kind of a coward though. He's not Shere Khan. Shere Khan gets in there with the monsters.
That cat can get through apocalyptic worlds with droids and all that muck.
Yeah.
So.
running the whole time. I need somebody to have my back.
Well, yeah, of course.
But the
that
Stray's
cat
great,
is very
though.
loyal too.
Yeah, Stray's great. So, well, the robot was actually the more loyal of the two.
The robot was there for translation, essentially.
Yeah, but
He
the
was just
robot was
helping
great.
translate. Well, you want the robot and the cat?
If it's going to be a combo deal, yes.
Okay.
I will take both. All right, yeah.
One full experience.
Yes, thank you. Good answer.
You can't
Yes.
would full experience the cat and the robot from
You
Stray.
You can. I approve. I like it. I like it.
No, koala.
Well, we got some answers to this question from the chat, and Skycatcher also says Koromaru from Persona 3 Reload.
Okay.
And Kiku also answers her own question. Mukuru from Utawareru Mono for me. A white tiger I can ride around on? Yes, please.
Yeah, can't beat tigers. Just saying. Shere Khan, number one.
That is pretty. That's pretty hard to
Shere
beat. You're
Khan,
not
number
wrong
one,
about that
number
one.
one tiger of all time. Just saying.
Oh my goodness. Well, we've got no more show to show. That's it. That's
More
the
show
end.
to show.
That's the end of the PlayStation Drive, everybody.
It is.
Hope you had fun with us. And yeah, we miss you, Ryan. Hope you're having a good night wherever you are. Hope you're all good. And hopefully we'll see you next time. But with that being said, it's time to wrap up the show. And we want to say a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. Starting off with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown. You can find his work on linktree.pme.jib. Cwagmire, who reminds you that the best babes are, in fact, Xenobabes, and you can find all of that and all of their links and more in the show notes. Our platinum producers, Peje EP, Smokin Joe, the Captain, Tim Paullin, and CowboyDangerD.
D.
And of course, our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Day 1337, BobLoblaw, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Drellesh, Emily O'Kelly, Hoppel, John 32, Kia Savoy, Liger Woods 330, OldMrFrump, Patrice Mallette, Shane Erickson, Tech Mike, the Jiggy Collector, and Tim Aulph.
Good job, Koala.
Huge thank
Very
you
nice.
to all of our
Excellent.
Patreon supporters. If you'd like to support us, head on over to patreon.com/Carpool Gaming and choose the tier that's right for you. And now, time for the plugs. Ron.
Savoy Prime, PlayStation, Xbox, Backlogged, True Trophies, PSN Profiles, Savoy_Prime on Twitter.
And Matt, where people can find you.
You can find me as Nagachaka on Twitter, on TikTok, Nagachaka12247. Slide into my DMs so you can add me as a Switch friend so that we can be talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed DLC because that's what I'll be playing for the next little while for the Xenobabes.
Oh, God.
Slide on in.
Or jump in onto our Discord, and I'm pretty sure there's a playlist for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 that you can jump in and relive all of that.
God,
in there.
is there? Oh,
I think there
Well,
is.
And if there
That
isn't,
Renaissance
there will be.
began
the
last
stairway
year.
to hell.
There will be if there isn't. Don't worry.
As for me, you can find me over. Actually, you know what? Before I go with me, you can find Ryan. For those of you who want to follow Ryan, go follow Ryan over on X, at Ryan Turford. You can also find him in the Discord, of course, and over on the RPG Cave. So, and now for me, you can find me at Foolish Fuji on X and Instagram. You can also find me over on Twitch and YouTube for all of your video content goodness, at Foolish Fuji. And, but, you know, to get all that and more, all those links you'll find in foolishfuji.card.co.
Card, baby, card.
Card with 2 R's.
2 R's.
So all my links to all my socials and a lot more will be over there. And that's it. Thank you for joining us on the PlayStation Drive episode 164. And we're out.
Adios,
See you,
friends.
everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock all kinds of exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description.
We did it.